Brought to you by Kellogg's, the folks who bring the best to you each morning. A wide choice of cereals in the forms you like best. Yours from Kellogg's of Battle Creek. Now let's all play What's My Line?
And now let's meet our award-winning panel of What's My Line. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now a wonderful man who is here in the East dedicating himself to a wonderful cause, the national chairman of the Easter Seals Drive, Art Linkletter.
Miss Arlene Francis, usually here to my left, is in Palm Beach, getting ready to open tomorrow night in a play, Old Acquaintance. Sitting in for Arlene, having flown out from Hollywood today, is the charming and beautiful Betty White.
Thank you. And leave it to Arlene to be down in Palm Beach with an old acquaintance. We wish her the best of luck tomorrow night. And it's my privilege to be sitting next to the head of the Random House Publishing Company tonight, that lusty young man, Bennett Cerf.
Well, most of the bright people in television have their offices on either 5th or Madison Avenues, but not our panel moderator. As you may have guessed from the torrent of words he spews forth every week, his office is on Lexicon Avenue. Here he is, Silent John Charles Daly.
I was hoping Bennett had recovered from his vacation already. But evidently not. Lexicon Avenue, really, Bennett. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What's My Line. Once again, we have some very nice folks who've come to visit us and brought some very interesting occupations, which, as is our usual hope, I'm sure, actually tonight, will give the panel a great deal of trouble. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before the panel a little bit later in the program, and we'll meet our first challenger after this word. And now let's meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Bernice McDonald, right? Ripon? Mm-hmm. Ripon, Wisconsin?
Right.
Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Mrs.
Mrs. McDonald from Ripon, Wisconsin.
Right.
Right. Nice to have you with us. May I present our panel? Mrs. McDonald, will you join me over here, please? You know how we keep score, Mrs. McDonald?
Yes, I do.
All right, then we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we'll tell you that Mrs. McDonald is self-employed and deals in a service. And let's begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Mrs. McDonald, does the service that you perform involve human beings?
Yes, it does.
Do the people who get this service see you in person when you're performing it?
Yes, they do.
Do they come to you for the service?
Yes.
Now, Bennett, these, if I may, because I don't want you to be misled early on, all of these questions can properly be answered in the affirmative, but also the answers are based on the normal conjecture that in doing the kind of work that Mrs. McDonald does, it would be more or less natural that people who would be the end recipients of her service might see her on some occasions, others might not.
Oh, it's possible they could get, is it possible, from what John tells me then, that they can get the service without seeing you?
The end recipients of the service. See, this would suggest that on some occasion there might be more than one or two as end recipients. Some might see her, some might not.
I see. Do you give advice or teach anything, Mrs.
No.
McDonald?
1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mrs. McDonald, do you work indoors?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Linkletter.
You don't give advice, but does your service result in them being able to do something after you've told them what it is that you tell them that they couldn't do before you told them? How could she understand it, Sarah?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Art. I was just going to say, I don't know how you got that straightened up, but you got the right answer. It's no. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss White.
You work out of doors, is that correct, Mrs. McDonald?
Yes.
May I assume that you only work with people as opposed to animals?
I think that would be a fair assumption. Let us say that while there is a circumstance under which Mrs. McDonald might have some contact with animals, would be unlikely, basically, wouldn't it? Very unlikely.
Mrs. McDonald doesn't have a farm, then, in other words. How about Mrs. McDonald?
E-I-E-I-O.
Oh, do you wear anything special in the service that you perform while you're performing the service?
You mean something other than normal street clothing?
Other than normal street clothing.
Yes.
Is this to identify the service that you're performing as opposed to protecting you from whatever you're doing?
Oh, boy.
Well,
That did it.
yeah. I think we can answer that question no without necessarily suggesting that the answer covers all the possibilities as to the reason why certain garb is worn.
You
Mr.
bet.
Sir.
Mrs. McDonald, does the service that you perform require some kind of physical dexterity? You do something with your hands?
Yes.
Might it be in connection with anything that has moving parts?
Yes.
Would it be a vehicle or something that's used in transportation of any kind?
Yes.
Would it be transportation used on land as opposed to the water?
Yes.
Would it be in the automotive line?
Yes.
Automobiles of some sort?
Automobiles is so specific that happily we can give you a no. 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, it's something that goes on land. Does it have wheels, Mrs. McDonald?
Yes.
Is it bigger than an automobile?
Yes.
Is it a bus?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Linkletter.
I think you teach farmers how to use some kind of equipment like a harrow or a plow.
No.
That's 7 down and 3 to go, Miss White.
Am I safe to assume, however, that it is some large piece of farm equipment?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Sir.
You say, Mrs. McDonald, it's bigger than an automobile.
Yes.
Does it carry people? Do people... No.
9 down and 1 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Does it carry objects, then?
Could.
Does it take things... Does it travel without benefit of a track or a trolley?
Yes.
Is it a bus? No, not a bus. Is it a truck?
Yes.
Are you a truck driver?
Yes.
We really got it.
Actually, Mrs. McDonald owns her own 35-foot trailer truck and drives it and has been driving it. Well, how long have you been driving it?
18 years.
18 years. What is your route?
I'm from Minneapolis. I drive a Max diesel, and I haul for the Grand River Co-op of Marquezine, Wisconsin.
Hauls feed and things like that?
Fertilizer.
Petroleum products? Yes,
I'm sure
darling.
Bennett is just too shy to ask this, but as a truck driver, do you ever whistle at fellows?
Mrs. McDonald answered that one. Thank you very much. It's nice to have you with us tonight. Congratulations, panel. We thought that one would fool you for sure. Bennett opened the door, and the rest of you rushed in and did very well. Let's see if you can do it again. Will our next challenger come in and sign in, please? Paul? Putnocki, right? Paul, where are you from?
Torrington, Connecticut.
Torrington, Connecticut. Well, now let me present the panel, Mr. Putnocki. Needless to say, Paul is a student, and he works in his non-school hours and regularly, and what we're here to find out tonight is what he does in these non-school working hours. Will you join me over here, Paul? You know how we keep score?
Yes.
All right, let's let the audience at home and the audience in the theater know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. Mr. Putnocki is salaried, and he deals in a product, and we'll begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Mr. Portnoy, could I use the product that you are involved with?
Yes, you could.
Could the male members of the panel use it too?
Yes.
Is it useful rather than purely ornamental?
No.
It's purely
Well,
ornamental.
Paul, I think we've got a little problem here. Would you excuse us for a while?
Certainly. Yes.
Because of the character of the question, Dorothy, and the specific mention of the word ornamental as at least a point of interest to you, we would not like to suggest that the product is not useful. I think that there are people who would tend to use it for a specific purpose, and if it was used for that purpose, then we would have to agree it has a definite usefulness.
But does it have some other purpose besides usefulness? Does it also have a frivolous element or a decorative element?
Yes.
God bless you.
God bless. Just in case the folks at home didn't hear, we just heard a wonderful first early spring sneeze. It was a beautiful from the audience.
Is that a hint? Mr. Portnoy, is this something I could hold in my hand?
Yes.
Would I ever give it to anybody for a present?
You could.
Is it something that can be folded?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Linkletter.
Is it something that costs under $100?
Yes.
Under $50?
Yes.
Over $1?
Yes.
Is it in the category of the $10 or $15 field?
No.
Just a minute. This is a tough one to give you a no on. Actually, we're dealing here specifically with the product as it is identified with Paul. In his instance, it would not run at that level of price. But so while we give you a no
I'll be happy
answer,
to withdraw it. I will withdraw the question without any further argument.
No, don't withdraw the question. I'll give you the no, but at the same time agree that you could spend this much money on this product if you perhaps ordered it specially.
Then it's less. That you could spend.
If you're money mad. Mr. Portnoy, this product you say is used by both men and women. Is there any difference in the looks of the product itself, the ones that the men would use?
No.
Oh, swell.
We'll save you a little. You don't have to finish the question even. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mr. Patnaki, might this object be used in any kind of entertainment or connection with either playing or music or something of the sort?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Might it be used in connection with music of some sort?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it some kind of a musical instrument?
No.
No, that's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you have anything to do with records?
Pardon?
Do you have anything to do with records, discs?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Linkletter.
Does this device that is both ornamental and useful assist in presenting music, or I can't ask an or question, can I? Does it, I'll put it this way, can you make music with it alone?
No.
No, 6 down and 4 to go. Very well put. Miss White.
As long as you can't play... You said it was useful in a sense. Am I safe to rule out metronomes?
Mm-hmm.
Good. am I safe to rule out, well, now we can rule out all the things. When you say you sell this product, do people come to you to sell it?
It has not been determined whether he sells the product or not. If you wish to ask that question, of course, it would then go into the record and you could use it as the basis for further questioning.
Yes.
I think
Would I wear this product in any sense of the word?
You could.
Would I look pretty silly?
Now, wait
doing
a
it?
minute. No, I must say, I don't think we would mislead them terribly if we agreed that Miss White could wear this product.
Only if I lost a bet, huh?
If you lost a bet, you might. I think we have to give you a no on that. 7 down and 3 to go. Mr. Wait a minute. I'll take it back. Let me think. Yeah, I would say we would have to agree, right?
That it is conceivable that I would wear it, but it would be a little strange.
I will go beyond that. I would say that it's probable that if you chose to use it, that a general descriptive verb might well discover to the public exactly how you were making use of it.
All right, getting back to this, we haven't determined that you sell these. Do you manufacture these by any chance?
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Sir.
Now, it's not we determined it is not a musical instrument, but it is used in connection with music, and you can wear it.
It can be used in connection with music, and you can wear it.
Would it be of any assistance to a conductor of an orchestra?
Not a bit. Now, I'm going to put in here, even though it might not be proper. This is one reason why I started to give you a no on the issue of wear. But I shouldn't give you the no. I leave it stand as it was before established. Yes, Miss Kilgallen.
May I call you Paul?
Yes.
I'm not going to get you anywhere, Joe.
Paul, could children use this product?
Yes.
Would they be likely to?
Yes.
Does it have a distinctive color, or is it colorful looking?
No.
No. 9 down and 1 to go, Mr. Linkletter.
Since you don't manufacture it, that was established, he does not make it. You find it somewhere.
No. That makes it 10 down and no more to go. And this is wonderful because what Paul does is to test roller skates. Test roller skates. The Brunswick Sports Products Company is up near his home country, and they make skates with hard rubber wheels, with plastics, everything new that comes along in design of skates, and he works for them and goes out and works them out on a track.
What's that got to do with music?
You can skate them.
You asked if they could be used with music, and if you go into a skate roller rink, that's all you hear is music, and you go round and round and round with the music. You stump
Someday you're
them.
going to go too far.
Thank you very much, Paul. We hope you enjoyed your visit. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word from our sponsor. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which, as you all know, the panel is always blindfolded. Are the blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please?
All right.
Panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. You ask one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And we'll begin with Art Linkletter.
Are you in show business?
Yeah.
Miss White?
May I assume you are not female?
Mm-hmm. That's no. That's 1 down.
What do you mean?
And
No?
Yes. The question was, may I assume you are not female?
And the answer
The
is no?
answer is no.
I always did get those two mixed
Mr.
up.
Sir?
Are there more than one mystery guest tonight?
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you a singer?
I would say yes and no, by which we mean sometimes not necessarily. Mr. Linkletter?
Are you primarily engaged in moving picture work?
Uh-huh.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss White. That was no.
I'm still stuck with my last question. I'm thinking, so that kind of adds up to me that maybe it is female, and if it's female, that's a pretty deep voice. And do you do nightclub work?
Uh-huh.
Mr. Sir?
John, we're in a peculiar
haven't
position.
gotten
We're
the right
confused
answer.
about the sex.
Yes.
And believe me, that's a confusing
It's
position.
because of the answer, which was very unclear.
No, the
question
question was
was
very
unclear.
clear, and the answer was very clear. The question, as it was propounded, suggested that we had a male guest, and the answer, as it was given, made it crystal clear that we did not have a male guest.
What?
What?
Oh. Have you, did you appear in a motion picture with Maurice Chevalier called Gigi?
Wait a minute, don't ask this, Bennett, because the question has been asked about the movies, and it has already received a negative answer.
Oh, it is a... That's right. If you are a lady, is that correct?
Absolutely.
Do you appear on television?
Only one question.
Yes.
That's Miss Kilgallen.
Do you do something else that you're prominent in?
Yes.
Mr. Linkletter.
Do you have a regular series in television?
4 down and 6 to go, Miss White.
Are you appearing on the Broadway stage at the present time?
5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Sir.
Do you appear occasionally with Mr. Jack Parr?
The answer to that would have to be yes.
Are you Elsa Maxwell?
That's 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Linkletter.
Are you Peggy Cass?
That's 7 down and 3 to go, Miss White.
Are you Genevieve?
Yes.
Yes, Vicky!
Let me put it into the record, because fairness must always, I think, be noted. Bennett, you were very, very nice to let it go on there. We had a lot of fun after it, because you knew who it was when you asked
I
if you
certainly did not.
I thought when you said Jack Parr show, you'd gotten the accent or something.
No,
No, you...
I had in mind a much older person.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, that was fun. We nearly got 7 down and 3 to go. We haven't done that well for a long time.
How much? Surely not. Oh, that is great. I did well, huh?
You did that?
Yes, because with my accent, I swear you could have find me immediately. And Betty,
I
you
beg
know
your
me so
pardon.
well. Huh?
How is the leg? All better?
Oh, it's completely forgotten, John.
Can you skip rope and things like that now?
Oh, sure, I can do what I want.
You can do what you want.
Oh,
That's
sure.
wonderful. I must say you bore that with great charm and great goodwill and good humor.
Oh, it's because I had millions of friends who helped me.
Well,
Miss Genevieve, there's a rumor that you can really talk English without that accent by this time if you want to. Is that true?
Oh, I wish I could.
Yeah.
I try my best.
and I don't want you to try your best. I think that accent is charming. Keep it, by all means. Keep it, by all
I cannot do
means.
otherwise.
Well, you have lots of friends all over the country, but you have 5 right here on the stage with you. And
Thank
thanks for
you
being
very
our
much.
guest. Nice
Thank
to have
you,
you
John.
with us, hon.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this word from our alternate sponsor. We will hope that Arlene Francis in Palm Beach was with us tonight on the other end of the television tube, so we can say good night, Arlene. Come back soon, and good night, Dorothy Kilgallen.
Good night, John. Good night, Arlene, and good luck tomorrow night. Good night, Art.
Good night. Good night, Betty.
Good night, Arlene, and best luck, and thank you. Good night, Bennett.
Arlene, you, Stanton Griffiths' swimming pool. Good night, John.
Good night, lexicographer. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line? It's a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Todman.
This is Bud Collier reminding you to expect the unexpected and some fun as well in the game To Tell the Truth tomorrow on most of these stations.